Finding quality data jobs to apply for is harder than it seems. From flooded job markets to scams and so on. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to find quality data jobs. And within those 3 ways, I'm going to share beginner, intermediate, and expert level approaches. And so if you're not to that expert level just yet, I recommend watching every bit of this video so you can get to that level immediately. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Ian. I'm a self-taught data analyst. This is a place where we dive into tools, strategies, and tech to help you level up your skills, whether you're trying to become a data analyst or just exploring it. So let's dive right in. The first way will be the LinkedIn job board. So the beginner way, which I'll show you right now, we head over to LinkedIn. We simply go to the job board, and what most people do is just put data analyst. They are just searching the job title and nothing else. Now these may sound pretty simple and there's not much to it, but trust me, majority of the people I've coached are not doing the expert level examples I'm going to show you here in a minute. And this is how their approach is to finding a data job. So let's take it a step further and show you what intermediate level people would do in this scenario. So first, of course, search your data analyst. Next, you want to search by most recent. And how we do this is we go to date posted. And for me, I like to do the past 24 hours. So now when I see a job listing here, let's get past all the promoted ones, but 13 hours ago, this would be a job that I apply for. So hopefully it doesn't have as many applicants to it. Now, obviously, the sooner the better. So if you have one that's 1 hour old and you apply to it, that is just fantastic. Now, to take it above intermediate and go right into the expert level, let's take this Foot Locker senior data analyst job for an example. And so in this scenario, what I would do is first apply, and then within Foot Locker, I'll just click their company. So I go to their company profile, go to people, and then simply type in recruiter. And I'm going to start connecting with all the recruiters within the company. Now, Foot Locker is a bit large of a company, so they have a lot of recruiters. But if it's a smaller company and they only have, say, 1 to 5, add them all. Now, once you have them added, I highly recommend taking the time to put these people into a spreadsheet and then reach out to them or look back in a couple days and try to DM them directly and say, hey, you're interested in this position. Are you the right recruiter handling this job listing? If they're not, and they do respond, chances are they'll send you to the right person. And in that scenario, you can just say, hey, so-and-so sent me your way. I'm very interested in this position. I'd love to chat. This way you're talking to the right person, and the chances of getting that first interview go up dramatically. Now, let's talk about the second way that a lot of people use to find data-specific jobs. That is data job websites. So for instance, over here we have dataanalyst.com. Now, I'm just choosing one for an example. There are plenty of them out there. And the beginner level for this instance would be just come to this website, scroll down, and then just start applying for jobs. Now, take it a step further. For intermediate and expert levels in data websites like this, I would say don't use them. Simply because what is the point of coming to a website like this when the jobs are so outdated, your chances of being seen are simply not there. So today's February 16th when I'm recording this. This job right here is February 15th. Sure. That's only a day old. I probably would apply for this, but let's look at the dates of the other ones. These are over a month old. If they haven't already fulfilled this position, they're probably nearing the last rounds of it. So I wouldn't even bother applying to any of these jobs. So that's why I would say just stay away from websites like this. They're just too stale. So let's head back over to LinkedIn and let's talk about the third way. Quite frankly, it's probably the best way, because that's how I found my last 2 data jobs, and it's how I'm going to find my next one when I am in that position to look again. This is using LinkedIn as a search engine. Now, the beginner way is simply dependent on who you're connected with, and that's waiting in your home feed, scrolling through, seeing if anyone is hiring. So that's highly dependent on your connections. And if you're adding recruiters, you'll start seeing them slowly over time. It's not really an active way of searching for a job, but that's how some people do it. And let's just show you a better way of doing that. So if we go into an intermediate level, we're going to use this search bar at the top of LinkedIn and put hiring data analyst. Now, there's a couple tabs or buttons up here you can click to make it a little better. And we're going to use some examples here. So let's click on post because we don't need to see anything else. And we're also going to sort by latest. This is exactly how I found my last 2 data jobs, to kind of reiterate there. So be mindful here. There's going to be a lot of spam. You don't need things like this. Skip it. Things like this would be a bit spammy, and I think there's too much going on here, so I'm going to skip that too. So I'm going to find something who looks like a real person hiring. So that would be this one right here. They're not going too much details. They give you a link right to the job board on their website. So this is something I would look into. So if we go ahead and click this, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So this is great. It's remote, so that's exactly what I'm looking for. And if it's hitting all the right qualifications for you as a person, I would apply for it. Now, that's definitely at the lower range, but I'm not looking for a job now. But if that is a step up for you, go ahead and apply for it. But by the time you see this video, it probably won't even be here. So once you see this, you go ahead and apply for this job. You can exit out of this. And now we come back to LinkedIn. We're still here. Reach out to this person. So open up a new tab, go to their profile, connect with them. And then if you have a couple messages with your connections, send them a message, say, hey, I applied for this position. I saw your post. I would love to learn more about the position. Do you have time to chat this week? And leave it at that. If they reply to you and say, hey, I'd love to chat, that's your in. That's your first interview. And that's exactly what happened to me on my last job. Now, the expert level for this, there's an even better way of doing it. So let's do this scenario again. We applied for the job, we came back, we connected with them. Before you send them a message, how about doing a little bit of research? So scroll down, look at their education, look where they worked before. Now this takes a little time, especially when you want to do as many applications as you want, but finding this common ground of something you can relate to or talk about within that first message to them, this increases your chances of them reaching out by so much, because you could throw some humor in there. You can say something like, hey, I saw that you're a Gators fan, but I'm a big fan of FS. Hey, I saw you went to University of Florida. I also went there. Just finding that middle ground to connect with another human being. And that's where you get more chances of them to actually respond to you. And then there's also a couple areas I want you to check out on each person's LinkedIn profile. So sometimes in their contact info, you will be able to see their email. Now, a lot of people don't have it, but I will say I have come across recruiters that put their email in here as well. If you do find it, email them with your resume saying that you applied as well, even with you doing a connection and a direct message. Send them an email as well. Another place to check is in their About Me. Recruiters will put their emails here as well. Even their phone number, I've seen that as well. Don't be afraid, pick up the phone, call them. If their phone number's on public profile like this, call them. No one else is calling them. You need to do what everyone else is not doing and going that extra mile. Find that common ground, find their email, call them, do whatever it takes to get your data job. So these are the best way to find data jobs. I will tell you from teaching people for a few years now that the ones who actually go above and beyond and do the things I've mentioned here land more job interviews. And from my own experiences, that's how I landed my data jobs and how I'll continue to land my data jobs. Now, it may take longer to apply this way because you might only find 5 data jobs to apply for within your day, but I promise you that these are such higher quality applications that your interview rate to applications is so much higher than just blasting your resume to any job listing you see. Now, if you're interested in learning more, make sure you like and subscribe this video and check out my other videos where I discuss pretty much any aspect revolving getting a data job. So, see you there.